Hey, what'd you guys think about Bennifer, huh? Back again. You guys liking that? Hugh, Carlos, are you interested in part two?
I couldn't care.
I don't
Affleck?
care.
I
God
couldn't
damn it.
care.
Come
less.
on. You know what? Play the intro. Let's get the show started.
NerdsReviews.com presents Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Yo, we talk about lightsabers, stunning your TV screens, what you want to stream, everything beyond your dreams. Want to talk about movies, sports, or even politics? Go ahead and tune into us. We'll give you all of it. Whatever you're debating, Xbox or PlayStation, Marvel or DC, Mac or PC. Teraflops when the movie drops, gigabytes, chips, RAM, no matter what it is, we got all of it. Welcome to the show.
Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Welcome to Nerds Talking, the podcast. I'm here with Carlos.
Hello.
Hugh.
What's up?
I'm Lafayette. That's it. Just us three for this fantastic episode.
As it should be.
And I like Hugh always says that. It's just us three. He always goes, you know what? Just us is just how it should be. So yeah, I'll cancel the Obama interview I had set for later in segment 2. As it should be. We don't need you, Barack, next time. But we're gonna jump right into we've talked about the Olympics a lot, but what do you guys think about Simone Biles?
What happened to her? Why did she drop out?
So Simone Biles dropped out of a mental. It's mental, basically. It's what do you call that?
Anxiety? Did she have anxiety?
No, it wasn't anxiety. It was almost like burnout, but it's not really burnout either. So if you didn't see, she was. I don't know if I don't know if it was a team one or the solo, but she tried to land a trick off the, the horse when you run and jump off the horse and you do the 100 flips.
Horse.
There you go, pommel horse. Well, she didn't land it correctly because her timing was off on one of the turns, and she basically just landed it wrong, and she got a low score, and she didn't medal. So she basically said when she went to the back and they're getting ready for the team one, and she said mentally she's not into it. She's checked out. Not necessarily checked out. She said that the moment was so big for her. She was like, oh my God, I'm going to let the team down if I go out there. So how about you guys do it? I'll just be out there with you. I'm not going to participate because mentally I don't think I'm ready for that. But it really stemmed from her not landing that pommel horse, because after that they claimed ankle injury first, and she said, no. That just screwed up my whole mentality, because I thought I had everything, in the bag. And she said the pressure of the Olympics is really, like, people look at her like, you better win us a gold. And she was like, oh shit, like, I already screwed that one up. How about I don't participate in the next one? Is that cool? So what is your take on that?
That sounds a lot like Osaka's thing a couple of years ago, where she didn't want to do press. But I mean, it's not
a couple of months ago.
Well, wasn't that a year ago that she?
Oh no, it was like
that's right. It was this year.
Yeah, it was like 6 to 8 weeks ago.
It sounds a little bit like that, and I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. I get, like in Osaka's case, I get it. I get why she may not have wanted to continue, but I guess in my mind, there is some responsibility when you're paid the money you're paid based on people watching. If nobody ever watched tennis, ever, not at home, not out, not in the stands, these women, these guys wouldn't be able to make a living, right? I mean, they wouldn't be. How would you pay them? You wouldn't pay them. And so I guess, talking about Biles, I mean, if she feels like it's in the best interest of the team to not perform, I guess I get that. But man, I'd still be like, just get out there and suck it up. This is the biggest event, and you're part of a team. So when you drop out, you let down everybody else on your team. Seems like that to me, anyway.
I don't know. I think what's in best interest of her. I mean, if she thinks mentally she can't compete, then don't do it. I mean, absolutely don't do it. I wouldn't make her go out there and go like you said, like suck it up. Because if she does, then she's going to go out there and it's going to be even worse. she's not going to perform well at all, and she's just going to be under pressure the whole time. And then she might even get anxiety. Who knows? But if it's a mental thing and she just can't perform, then it's just not going to happen. So I think the best thing for her to do was to remove herself if she felt that strongly about it. But as far as Osaka, I don't know if athletes are really obligated to do press after a game or a match or whatever. That's what it is, right? She refused to do press.
Well, she had a good point too, that the questions are never different, and you've seen the match, right? You saw me playing out there. Like it's like Popovich. You ever see Greg Popovich do an interview? He's just he gets super annoyed because they go, "What do you think happened in the second half?" And he'll say some shit like, "They scored more than us." Next,
right?
Because he's like,
he'll give you the obvious.
He's like, "What the hell? Did you not watch the game too?" Like,
right?
But yeah, so that's But yeah, I don't know. Osaka's thing is, but hers is also burnout too. She said, it's just burnout. And then people complain that you burn out. Oh well, look, you're playing for the Olympic Japanese team, and
isn't she Japanese?
Well, she's Japanese and American,
right?
And she lost her
Haitian actually.
round.
I think her father's from Haiti.
Yeah. I mean, when I say American, I mean she's just an American citizen, and I think also a Japanese citizen. But I don't know. The Biles thing is interesting because I see both points of. If she says, "Oh, I'm gonna screw the pooch for you guys if I go out there, but I'm gonna go out there with you guys. I'm not gonna participate." But I also see it as Simone Biles. In reality, without the Olympics, there's no Simone Biles. Like this is what she trains for. This is it. This is like a gymnast. That's the pinnacle of your career.
Well, the other thing too, though, is that I don't think she should have withdrawn. I think, I'm sure the coaches could have came up with something like she said. She's not ready. She hurt herself. Whatever. Because maybe she would have seen how the competition was going and go, "Oh wait, man, I can totally take these people on. Okay, I'm ready. Let me get back in there." She might get like a second win, or another shot of adrenaline, something to make her go, "Oh wait, I got this. I got this."
Yes, that's the thing. It's kind of like self-doubt.
Yeah.
It's not even like a mental, like, oh, mentally I have a block, like I know I can't do it. Well, is it that, or is it just you have self-doubt all of a sudden because, like you said, all the pressure is on you. You're in all the commercials. You're on the, the Wheaties boxes. You are.
And she's the only one that came back from the last gold medal team, right?
That's it.
So
and the fact that
all the pressure was on her. Oh, we got a gold medalist. We better take home the gold.
Yeah, and she is the Michael Phelps of like this Olympics. Like, how many are gonna win this time for us? And so that's the pressure right there. And then of course the Russians got it. They won. Those commies, they got gold.
Isn't that interesting? How they were not supposed to be competing in this Olympics due to
steroids,
and yet there's like a 300 member ROC team that's there.
Yeah, did you hear the excuse too of that?
Sense at all?
The Olympics said that they're just winning medals to show the ROC they can, almost as if like it doesn't count. Don't worry about it. And the Olympic Committee said that they have to compete. They can't actually ban them as a group, as a country. So it's kind of
but they're not winning under their flag though.
And no, they're not
having their anthem played.
That's just it. They're
still wearing the country's colors.
Oh no, they're winning as Russians. But like Hugh said, they're like they should protest. No one will even know because they're just on the podium. They're like, "There's no music." They're like, "We are protesting. Nikolai Volkov should have won the '85 Royal Rumble." So,
going back to Biles, the only thing I would say to add to it is, you don't get that many chances to be in an Olympics. It's obviously every 4 years. And, you have a limited shelf life, as an Olympian. And I would just hate to live with regret. I assume she thought this decision through over and over and then just wake up and say, I'm not going to, I'm withdrawing. I assume she thought it through. But man, to do that and know that I might not be here again in 4 years. Maybe she figures she's won everything she can win. And this just would have been some gravy on top.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. Because think about it. This guy delayed a year. That was an extra year of training, right? So, there's that. So you got that. And the fact that at her age, she's like 24, 25. That's an old gymnast. You know what I mean? Right. That's a gymnast that the wear and tear has been there, and it's time for you to go to the back of the barn. We have a gun and something to put into you. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's how they, that's how they treat the gymnasts. Like
Come on out back. Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus, I have to go out back.
yeah. What's wrong with this cow? Mental problems. What do you mean? Just saying, man. He decided to no longer give milk, so gonna have to pull the plug. You know what I'm saying? It's time for McDonald's to get new patties. So, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it goes two ways for sure. Because from the outsider's view, it's America, and you were sent there to do us proud. Why aren't you doing what you're supposed to do? And from the athlete's standpoint, it's just like, good Lord, you know what? At my age and training another year and this, and these youngsters on the team are probably 19, 17, whatever, 16, whatever they are. They're the ones that should be, go out there and get in the glory. I'm good. Put me on another Amex commercial or something. I'm done. Like, so
let's talk, since we're in the Olympic vein, talk about the uniforms. Like was it the Norwegians who decided they were going to wear
during the handball tournament,
wear shorts instead of like basically bathing suits that were up there, that it's like wearing Brazilian bathing suits.
You're right. The female team protested that basically we're not wearing bikinis for your amusement. We're going to wear like what men wear, shorts and cut off sleeves on our shirts, not even tank tops.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
But
just like the unitards that is it Germany's wearing for the gymnastics, the full bodysuit.
Yeah,
I'm nothing wrong with that either.
No,
I agree. I think it's dumb that some like the Olympic Committee can even determine what you can wear. You have, as long as you wear a uniform where your whole team matches, wear what the hell you want to wear.
Yeah, and as long as performance wise, it doesn't inhibit you from performing well. You know what I'm saying? That's like when FIFA did Women's World Cup, they wanted the shorts to be shorter.
Yeah, same as, remember I told you this prior on, I think, a prior episode. The WNBA, when it originally started, they want them to wear the tightest, shortest booty hugging shorts there was because they thought that would sell tickets.
Which is ridiculous. I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous. It's really, even beach volleyball, you could argue. I mean, the guys are out there in shorts. They're not out in
and basically bikini. It's like, and it's true. It's kind of it's two ways to look at it, right? Traditionally, you view it like when we've been watching Olympics forever now, and we don't view it from that. At least I don't view it from that standpoint of, I'm just gonna look at the girls because look what they're wearing. I'm just like, they're playing volleyball. Okay, that's what they wear when they play volleyball,
right?
But from the athlete standpoint, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of athletes that stage that go, why are we still wearing this like little string bikini when we're playing sports? When we're out here doing just about most of the sports. I mean, even track and field, they're wearing basically a Speedo,
right?
With a sports bra, you know, and they change that, or else, we're going to fine America, wherever country's going to, we're going to fine them all. So it's just, interesting.
Yeah, I think the very simple test is to just look at what the guys are wearing. If the guys aren't hindered, why would the women be hindered? If the guys aren't hindered when they play beach volleyball, why would the women be hindered wearing the same outfit? They wouldn't be. So it's just, why they're doing it, and they just won't say it, but you know why they're doing it.
Yeah, it's like, we already know it. It's basically, in their eyes, sex sells.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. If it was up to them, you don't need skill to participate in these sports. Let's just pick hot chicks to run around and do shit. Could you imagine who's going to pick all these hot chicks from these countries to swim? Oh, here we go. Usually the record's 11 seconds. We're up to 43 seconds so far. It's only 100 meters.
Well,
there'd be like 30 cameras under the water too, like looking straight up. Look at them pop around in the water.
I don't know. Carlos?
I was going to say, for track and field, I mean, if I was out there, the less I was wearing, the better, because it's hot out there. It's crazy hot. But you don't have to be wearing, bikinis to be running. You know what I'm saying? You definitely be wearing shorts.
There is something, the wind, if you're doing speed, but you're not doing that at beach volleyball, or what's the other one we were talking about? The Norwegians,
handball.
Handball, yeah. There's
no. Like, I mean, to be honest, think about it. If you were the IOC and you wanted to have sex appeal, I would be like, you all got to wear yoga pants. You know what I mean? Like, cause that's like the thing right now, right? Like, you guys have to wear these certain yoga pants from Amazon that do this magic thing. Like, you got to wear those, and that's it. You guys can cover up all you want, but you got to wear yoga pants. So I don't know. It's what I mean. It's like I said. There's two ways to look at it. The women have a point, but on the other side, it's tradition, and if people are watching the Olympics to, you know, have their tissues and their lotion beside them, well, that's, you know, what are you gonna do about that? I subscribe to Peacock. I should be able to jerk off on my TV if I want. It's $5 a month.
It is a Peacock after all.
It is a Peacock. That's right. So, well, Olympic talk. As long as Olympics are on, we'll talk about them. You know. So, we'll be right back after this on Nerds Talking, the podcast. Stay tuned.
Leadership, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starfleet Leadership Academy. Its ongoing mission to develop leaders through Star Trek, to boldly go where no podcast has gone before. A leadership development podcast told through the lens of Star Trek. Subscribe today, the Starfleet Leadership Academy.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking, the podcast. I'm Lafayette. I'm here with Carlos and Hugh. And remember to rate, subscribe, review, download, turn on notifications, tell your friends. We're located on Reddit, Facebook, Instagram. We're all over the place. We are a total package. We are a conglomerate, a media conglomerate, and we are trying things that no one else has. Like anything? You guys got anything for that? Why are we different? It's because we don't have redheads on our show. That's right. It's because we don't have redheads on our show, and that's how Hollywood likes it. If you don't know what we're talking about, Hollywood keeps replacing the gingers, and it's because the gingers have no souls. That's what I've been told.
This is true. I've heard the same thing.
But
get out.
Gingers are soulless.
They're soulless.
Soulless.
And you know why? Because when they're born, the reason their hair is fire because they're from hell. Okay, they stem from hell. God damn it.
But gingers, that up. I can't believe that. Gingers
are losing.
Gingers are soulless.
They're losing the battle in Hollywood.
They are losing the battle in Hollywood.
That's right. See,
Ginger can't get a job.
Carlos is upset about it, and he's going to let you know why. Go ahead, Carlos. Tell the world why gingers don't get a fair shake.
Because they can't even get a job as a ginger character. That's why. You got Batgirl, who's a ginger. She was not cast as a redhead. We have Ariel, Little Mermaid, who's a redhead, not getting cast as a redhead.
I think she still might be a redhead.
Red Sonja. Red Sonja. It's in her name. Red Sonja.
I think they're both going to be redheads still, though.
Who?
The Little Mermaid and the Red Sonja characters.
Oops.
But I think that's it doesn't work. Come on, we all know redheads only come from one country, and they have only one complexion of skin.
The Irish.
It's right. It's the Irish, and it's true. The redheads that can't get. I mean, look at Conan. They just fired him from TBS.
That's true.
Tired of his bullshit.
That's right. Conan's out.
Conan's out. I mean, if you're a redheaded character in Hollywood and you're gonna get cast, good luck. You're not gonna get the part. So dye your hair and then go in for the interview.
Well, look at the guy who plays Archie. He's not a natural redhead. They dyed the crap out of his hair.
Riverdale. We'll see. I don't know. Is it really an issue? Is it a problem?
It's a horrible issue. I think it's a horrible issue.
What are you gonna do? You gonna take it up? You gonna have a rally? Like, what are you gonna do? Don't rally gingers.
No, somebody needs to stand up for the gingers. Somebody needs to stand up for them. But
Hannah John Kamen is starring in the new Red Sonja.
I can't be affiliated with the Soulless.
Well, she's not a redhead.
She's from Lafayette, you know who she is. She's from
the mean streets of Philly.
Oh man.
Brave New World.
Ant-Man 2. Ant-Man and Wasp.
Ant-Man 2.
She's the one who had the shakes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot that she got casted as red. She's a good choice. Yeah. It's interesting, that to say the least. Because I imagine they're gonna put I bet she has like a red streak in her hair or something, or
they just might make her hair totally red.
Yeah, you could, but it doesn't make sense genetically. Well,
Well, why?
Why? Her
But then
dad could
again-
be Irish, an Irish barbarian.
No, I don't think it would. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm looking at her. She could be
I mean,
that person.
she definitely casting like, okay, for instance, this individual we're talking about, she's African American. I don't think she's African American. I think I know she's black, but she's might be from England or something. Yeah, good casting. Same as Ariel, another black girl. Nothing wrong with the casting. And then what was the third one? Oh, a Puerto Rican girl got casted as
Barbara
Batgirl.
Gordon.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure she's Barbara Gordon though. That's the thing. But she did get cast as Batgirl. So it's two ways. You guys know this already. We're trying to fill those roles, trying to kind of plug the minority role in, which I fall under that category. So if you need a minority, I'm here for you. I'm also non-binary, meaning I can play chick parts too. So, that's another thing. Oh, man, that's there's another Olympic controversy about that too. But
similar to the character in not in John Wick. She's non-binary.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Yes, yeah.
What are you talking about?
The third one. What is her name? Their name. I'm sorry, their name. What is their name?
What is her name? I don't know.
Its
their
name?
name.
What is her name?
I gotta disagree. I think Hannah John Kamen was not a good cast for Red Sonja.
Really? No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She can act. I'll give her that. She's a good actress, but appearance-wise, it's not just the red hair, but just appearance-wise as well.
Asia Kate Dillon.
Who?
Asia Kate Dillon.
I'd have to look her up.
Who's that?
I don't know.
That's the person I'm
they.
talking about in
They?
John Wick. Yeah, they.
Oh,
the them. It's interesting casting for Red Sonja, because if you know Red Sonja, she's basically a Viking,
right.
And if you go back in that time period, which Sonja takes place, it doesn't fit, because if you know the book, it doesn't fit. She's a Viking. I think she's from Northern Europe, so she clearly should be white, unless this Red Sonja hails from Africa and the story's different and takes place with tribes and so forth. Who knows? I don't know. Nowadays they change so much stuff for movies that it's just movies. It's not gonna affect us, in the end.
All right, but you always hear the argument online. People are always back
crying
to the
about
argument.
everything. Yeah.
Well, you're right, but they'll say something like, "Oh, it's just a fictitious character. What does it matter?" Well, if that's the case, whenever you make a movie about a book, why does the author even bother describing the character? Like, why even give us a description of what the person looks like? Like, I don't know, Harry Potter, for example. You could have just said, "Oh, he's a 10-year-old boy that wears glasses, has a scar on his forehead." And just leave it at that. You're done. Little 10-year-old boy who lives under the cupboard.
Wait, he lives under a cupboard? What is that, Indian in the cupboard?
He lives in the cupboard under the stairs. The
Oh.
pantry.
People.
Why bother even giving us descriptions of anything if that's the case? If they're just fictitious characters and you don't stick to the source material.
I get it. Like when someone makes a Superman movie, he better be a white alien, But again, it's pulling. What's the old saying? Pulling hair, or whatever is that saying? Pulling straw. I don't know. Who cares anymore? All I know is in the Olympics, some female skateboarder for the U.S. team got called her, and she complained at the press conference.
I know who you're talking
Really?
about. I think I know who you're talking about.
And she was in the women's skate category, and the announcer didn't know that. Announcer's like, she's from New York. I mean, she's from blah blah, representing U.S. She's pretty good, and she's a pretty good skater. Da, 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 this, that, and this. And after that, they brought it up to her. The announcer said, didn't call you they or them, and she got all pissy. I'm non-binary. And I'm like, how does he know that? You're on the women's skate competition. How about we put you in the non-binary group on the sofa at home watching on Peacock? Like, that you're still a woman. You may, gender-wise, you're a woman. If you want to identify yourself as something, we've been through this like 5 episodes already. God damn it, this show is non-binary.
But that's the one thing I got to give Demi Lovato credit for. She did make a statement that, hey, if you mess up and you say she or her or whatever, because you don't know me or you don't know that I identify this certain way, I get it. You messed up. You didn't know. So she said she's not going to make a big deal of it. And that's how it should be. That's how this skater should have been. This person didn't know. And you are skating in the women's competition.
Yeah, but
Until they have a non-binary competition, like Lafayette said, stay your ass home.
to be honest, they should have asked her beforehand joining the team. They could have
Well,
replaced her
it's
with
true.
the.
They
They
should
could
have
have
said,
replaced
hey.
her with the unemployed redheads.
From
Fucking any
Hollywood.
fucking jobs. And I know for a fact that all redheads, they're just whatever. They're male or female or soulless. That's all they can be.
So I have actually a little question.
Mm.
Like each of us choose one movie and the worst casting based on the book that we
Oh,
read,
Oh.
because I know my answer already. So
that's an interesting. That's
Yeah.
an interesting. Yeah, that's a good one because there's some bad ones.
so
a
just one, because I
casting.
only have one. So
No, yeah, no. A casting where you're like, wait a second, why? Why would you do that?
and then maybe the actor or actress you would put in who would fit the part perfectly.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a little tough. You got to know all these actors.
I mean, I would just probably go. I'd shoot, of course, for some type of superhero science fiction thing. That I'm trying to think of a superhero movie where you're like, oh, okay, whatever, I'll go with it, and it just totally sucked. I don't know who. Well, Hugh, give us yours.
So the Reacher movies,
Okay, Jack Reacher.
Oh, Reacher.
right? I've read. Just hang on. What?
You've
I've
read
read-
books.
Sorry, I've read basically all of the Reacher books, and Cruise casting himself as Jack Reacher was a horrendous piece of casting. Not because he's not good at the role. I mean, not because he doesn't invest in the role. The physicality of Jack Reacher in the books is a huge part of the books. The guy is arguably 6'3", 6'4", not real good looking, been through the wars, but always comes out on top in fights. And Cruz is the complete wrong person to have played that role. And normally I'd say, okay, a 5'7" guy playing a bigger guy from a book would be, all right, so what? Who cares? But it's a huge part of the Reacher books, his physicality.
So who would you cast?
Well, I'm thinking of the guy, and I can't remember his name now. But he played the bad in one of the Superman movies. The guy that was also from Krypton, but was bad.
Oh yeah, you're talking about from Man of Steel.
Yes.
He played Zod.
Yes.
Michael Shannon.
He's perfect.
Michael Shannon.
Perfect. He's
Mhm.
now he's thin. He would have to gain some weight, but he's 6'3", not the best looking dude ever. He's perfect for the part. Perfect. And when you Google, Shannon and Reacher, a whole lot of people agree.
Okay, Carlos, do you have one yet?
I would have cast Kevin Durant in that role,
Yeah.
not Michael Shannon.
You say Kevin Durant, the basketball player?
Durand.
Oh, okay.
He's not bad. Wait.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah, actually, he's not bad either.
Yeah.
I mean, Carlos had a good one. Snake Eyes, the new movie that just came out.
Oh my God.
I mean, he is in the comic book. He's a white military veteran. So that's a good one there.
Well, what makes him? I mean, the Snake Eyes movie. Man, what a horrible casting, and I don't care what anybody says. Just the idea of Snake Eyes being white and Storm Shadow hating the fact that he was learning the ancient Japanese martial arts. That's what made the conflict so much better between the two of them. And then, I don't know who would you cast in that role? I don't know who I would cast in that role.
I mean, I'd make it a young and upcoming,
I'd probably put a unknown. I'd probably go with an unknown.
I wouldn't necessarily put an unknown. I put a guy that maybe has some good TV credentials. Doesn't necessarily have to know martial arts. Okay, all that can be choreographed. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know that. Couldn't tell you. I mean, I would probably. I don't know. That's a good question Hugh posed, because that's type of stuff that, like, when it happens, the casting, I'll be like, that's so dumb. That's horrible. And then you go, oh, okay, no, that's actually not bad at all. I mean, but that
But
even
it's
goes.
hard. I think the hard part is a part of Hugh's question isn't who was casted wrong. It's like, who would you put in that place? Because you don't want to necessarily go right to an A-lister, because they might not be the right guy either.
Well, it's not that, because Hugh's question, it's still a Caucasian male in a sense, where I'm thinking like, okay, it's similar to the Red Sonja, where they casted a black girl to play a Scottish girl, whatever she is in the
Irish.
book.
Come on now.
Irish, whatever. Well, yeah, I say she has to be Irish because she's redheaded. Like, it's, for instance, Jason Momoa, when he was cast as Aquaman, I was like, wait a second, Aquaman's a white, blonde hair, blue eyes, surfer type of dude. What's going on here? But he was really good as Aquaman.
Yeah, that worked. That worked well.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a tough one to think about. I mean, of course, there's movies where you could just go, yeah, they should have used a different actor altogether. You know, I mean, when they casted Heath Ledger as Joker, I was like, what the hell are they thinking? Like, it's a shenanigans. He's not going to pull it off, and
But
he
man,
was
he
amazing.
pulled it off. All right.
Well,
But I
my
mean,
thing was,
go ahead.
well, no, my thing was based on having read the book. I'm
No, I
talking
got
more-
you. With characters, it's
Right.
kind of like the Dan. Here's a good one: the Dan Brown books. I wouldn't ever think Tom Hanks to play that role as the professor. I would have thought maybe slightly younger, maybe even better looking guy. To play that role.
The guy playing the role in the
That's a good
upcoming
point.
Peacock show,
He to me
the
fits.
Lost Symbol, he looks the
He
part.
fits the part of what I think of when I read those books. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, Tom, you can't go wrong with Tom Hanks. But yeah, no, but that's a good point. I mean, I think it kind of works better off reading novels than it is comic books, you know. Because if you put somebody, because the character a lot of the time is the costume in the comic books. You know what I
Right,
mean?
but to circle back to Snake Eyes, I think it works better as a Caucasian, like I said, because that's where the conflict comes from. Now we have two Asian fellas. It's like, now what? Where's the conflict? They just don't like each other. All of a sudden they're enemies because one works for Cobra and one works for G.I. Joe. That doesn't work. It's dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have to see the movie, but it's got bad reviews and doesn't look good. Doesn't
I wanted to see it, but I wanted to go into it as a martial arts movie, and not because I like martial arts movies and not a G.I. Joe movie, but I think it might be hard to do that as well.
I mean, do martial arts movies really work well these days? They worked great as when we were kids and we got to see the 60s and 70s ones, and they were just great. And when you're younger, it's a more impressionable on you. Like, look at these guys kicking each other's asses.
Right.
Nowadays,
5-year-olds, let them have kung fu fights in the front yard.
Yeah, I can't watch martial arts movies these days because they use the wires to make them fly across the screen and do crazy shit, and they couldn't do that back in the day. Back then it was just, this looks so cool, and they had the crazy sound effects.
Right.
So I don't know, martial arts movies, but I tell you what, I do watch Jackie Chan movies time to time on Amazon and so forth, and they are fantastic. That dude is amazing. I mean, I watch movies of his that I've never seen, and that dude, seriously, people talk about Bruce Lee all the time. Oh man, Bruce Lee was the greatest. And yeah, he probably would have been even greater. He only made 5 movies. But man, Jackie Chan is the real deal. God damn it. And you know he'll never make another American movie, he said?
Because of insurance.
No, that's not why.
Why?
He said he gets, every script he gets is just him in 20 fight scenes.
Oh.
And he's like, man, what's up with that?
He's done with that, I think.
No, that's just it. Over in Japan, or yes, no wait, China. He makes movies in China.
Yeah.
He's still making martial arts movies because he says that's what the audience wants over there. But he said over here he wants to play a part like he did in Foreigner, which is a good movie.
Right.
So, and he said he loved playing the Karate Kid role, Mr. Miyagi, because he was a mentor in the movie. It wasn't him doing martial arts and fighting people. It was about him teaching this kid how to, do martial arts.
Yeah, let's not talk about shitty movies right now. That is a shit movie.
I haven't seen it. So,
but talk about miscasting. Oh, The Last Airbender, M. Night Shyamalan's movie.
There
He
you
cast
go.
Dev Patel as Zuko.
No, the worst casted movie of all
the
time. Come on.
antagonist.
What's the worst casted movie of all time? Dragon Ball Z. Come on.
Oh
Come
my
on.
god! Oh my god!
What is that?
One Asian kid in that movie. Was there? I don't know if there was a one Asian kid in that movie.
I think the female was like half Asian.
Oh, it was a chick from Smallville, wasn't it?
No, she's not in it. No.
Oh.
The chick that played Chung Li. No.
Oh, that's right. That's Chun-Li.
Oh, another bad casting. Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile.
Yeah, Guile. Street
Really
Fighter.
bad casting. Oh man, think about it. He's American, but he has a freaking accent, and his English is just horrible. Like, how are you American, buddy? Like,
Right, he can't get over it. He can't get past the accent.
Yeah, he was brought over like at 12. He can never get over it.
Right, he can't. He can't get past.
Hilarious. All right, we'll take a
You
break
know what-
here. And go ahead, you.
Well, no, I was going to say, and speaking of that, the opposite of that is the guy that was in Wonder Woman 1984. That guy, the bad guy.
Oh, Pedro?
Pedro
Yeah,
Pascal.
He's from Spain or something, and he has no accent, none. You'd have no idea. In fact, in that Ben Affleck movie I was telling Carlos about a year ago, he played an American GI.
Are you sure he's from Spain?
Yeah, he's definitely not from Pedro.
Because he's remember, he's
Pascal.
the Mandalorian. And he's also one of the leads in the first season of Narco, and he has no accent at all.
None.
And Mandalorian, he has no accent.
Bad casting. George Clooney as Batman.
Pedro
Yeah.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal was born in
Yeah.
Santiago, Chile.
Oh, from Chile.
That's far from Spain.
That's not even close to Spain.
Okay,
Not
sorry.
even close to Spain.
Still Spanish,
Hmm.
though.
It's about as close as
Hmm.
Brazil is to Portugal.
Okay, but it's still Spanish with no accent on his English, with his English.
How long has he been in America, though?
Well, since you asked.
Benicio del Toro's good at that, too. Like, he does have a slight accent, but
Yeah, but he can pull it off.
he hides that shit so good. And remember Sam Neill from Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
He's from New Zealand, and he hates doing American accents, but he says the only parts you can get, the good parts are American accents.
Okay, you're right about Pedro. He moved when he was a kid.
Exactly.
All right.
Chile. All right, we'll take a break here on Nerds Talking the Podcast. Thanks, Hugh, for wasting my time. We'll be right back after this.
Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Naruto, all things that we love, all manga that were originally published in the legendary magazine Weekly Shonen Jump.
But not every series can run for 300 chapters and have a hit anime. This is David.
This is Jordan.
We're the hosts of Shonen Flop. Each episode, we look at manga that ran in Jump that didn't quite make it.
We discuss what it did wrong, what it did right, how the series could have turned itself around, and ultimately, was it a flop or not?
We're on all your favorite podcast apps, and you can find us at shonenflop.com.
Keep on flopping, floppers.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking the Podcast. I'm here with Carlos and Hugh, and I'm Lafayette. Remember to rate, subscribe, review, download, turn on notifications, tell your friends. We're on Reddit. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. Are we on Twitter?
We are on Twitter.
Oh, we're on Twitter. I like, that's dirty. Good old Twitter. Get me in trouble. Give me that Twitter account. Get
That's
me in
right.
trouble.
Banned.
If you like games, check this game out. It's called Traverse Tale. You can play it for free on itch.io. It's a OG Final Fantasy type 8-bit game that plays and looks like Zelda from Mega Gorilla Gaming. It's called Traverse Tale. Check it out on itch.io. Especially if you love the old 8-bit Nintendo style games. This game is a blast to play. Especially Zelda too. You like Zelda? Man, everybody likes Zelda. Check it out. It's called Traverse Tale from the game maker Mega Gorilla on itch.io. There we go. So check that out. We're plugging because if we like someone, plug it. Oh, that sounds dirty too. That sounds dirty.
Maybe you will.
Yeah, right. Somebody comes up to me, hey man, you like what are those called? The stupid eggplants. Hey man, you like eggplant? Yeah, here, plug it. Damn it. I have no choice. I said I'd plug things I like. I'll plug it. Oh man. Bad casting, Patrick Swayze and Ghost.
Really?
Because no one can play a ghost.
Nah,
Bam.
Casper can.
I don't know who's going to
He's
play
not
the
real.
part. I mean,
He's not real.
you'd have to argue the script wasn't very good, which it wasn't.
No, I'm just saying. Have you ever seen a ghost? So no one can play a ghost.
That's right.
So,
Oh, that's right.
yeah, it should just been Demi Moore at the thing making the pot by herself. She's like,
Oh, that's
what's
true.
this? What's going on? Oh no! And then a priest kicks in the door, exorcism, and the movie turns really good after that.
Yeah.
Like doesn't the character like take hold of somebody in that final scene to fight each other? The guy that dies in the window or some shit.
He does take hold of Whoopi Goldberg.
That's what it is. Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah. To
He is able to
convince
summon some
Demi.
energy.
Was Whoopi Goldberg overrated? What do you think about that?
Overrated or underrated?
Overrated.
Why do you say overrated?
You know what I'm thinking? It's because back in the day, I loved Whoopi Goldberg. And not that I don't like her now. She's just not funny anymore. And I think of funny when I think Whoopi Goldberg. That's why. Remember she did that movie, Jumpin' Jack Flash? That was a good movie.
She was Sister Act.
Oh, Sister Act's good. Part 2 is not bad either. They're making another one, I think, with Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I just, you know what it is? I'm stuck in that whole, I remember you from this time. And now, you're not that same person I remember. That's just what it is. The View Whoopi Goldberg is not my 80s Whoopi Goldberg and my 90s Whoopi Goldberg. It's like,
and what do you think of Jim Carrey?
I think he's still funny. Yeah. Is he funny like he was? No. I do think he's still funny. I think
all the things that he says and the antics and all that stuff?
Like his political stuff?
Not just political, but like his
wacky,
what are the purpose of us of being on Earth? What is the purpose of, all that crazy stuff?
I mean, who I mean, to me, it's like, who can't see that point, even though he talks wacky about it, so that's more of a, that's a topic I was going to talk to you guys about, just about humans in general. Were we created? Because we're pretty, if you think about humans, man, we are pretty sophisticated machines. You know what I mean? People say the Big Bang and we were created by molecules and this, that, and bibbidi boop. I'm like, yo, bibbidi boppity boop can't create lungs and hearts and connect pieces.
No, I don't believe in Big Bang.
That it's not even that. It's just the pieces work so well together in, all animals really, because they're all the same in this sense of a heart and breathing mechanisms. But it's so wild how humans, just in general, think about our eye placement. I was thinking about the other day, turkeys' eye placements are a little wider, so they can see I think their vision is like 280 or something, like 260 or something, where ours is just 180, right? We can only see the sides and what's in front of us. Like, just certain things when you think about humans, like the fact that speech, why can't animals have the same speech? Even opposable thumbs, like you have to, I don't know. I kind of feel like somebody created, like, maybe, who knows? You can go religious or you can go, alien. And that's why you would think if aliens created, say, us, you would maybe think they look like us. But they always look like ugly little gray dudes.
It's funny that you say that, because I was actually thinking about, because we went to the Natural History Museum in Los Angeles last week.
Plug. It's a plug. He likes that place.
And what's funny is that, they said that the Earth used to be one land mass, and then it kind of broke up and it turned into all these different land masses, right? And I'm thinking, well, if that happened millions of years ago, why isn't that happening now? Why isn't the Earth shifting? Why isn't like land separating? Like, why isn't like for like Florida? Why isn't it drifting away? Or why
might be?
Well, here's the thing.
It might be.
Hugh has a point. It might be because since they say the Earth is billions of years old or whatever it is, it took that long for it all to form. So at this point, you're not seeing that shifting anymore, because even that took billions of years to shift, or millions of years to get to the point where it's at now. So that, I could see that. I could also see that when they say that this all used to be water, so, and like, there was one piece of land. I mean, in the end, it's hard to even prove any of that. That's the thing. It's just hard to prove that. That's all. So,
okay, but do you believe in evolution? Do you believe that we were monkeys and evolved into man? because every time I go to the zoo, I see the same goddamn monkey behind the bars. One of these days, I'm going to show up and there's a dude in there, and like a naked dude throwing his poop at me. I'm like, whoa, wait, Steven, what happened? You were a monkey last week. Now you're a man throwing poop at me.
No, the point you made, Lafayette, was that it takes thousands of years, even evolution within human beings, where you talk about turkeys, their eyes wider so they can, I mean, everything evolves, but it doesn't happen in one day.
I mean, the thing about evolution, which is also hard to believe, is the fact that evolution states that, first of all, we didn't come from monkeys. First, we came from amoebas from the ocean that turned into little fish that could then grew legs and So that's hard to believe, not because it's not happening anymore, because of course evolution does end and there's a cycle to it. It's because of the form we are. Number one, why aren't we still evolving? That's number one.
We are.
Number two, it's just,
how come there aren't any fish with arms and legs now?
Well, no, it's hard to believe that what we ended up came from a monkey at all, because there's similarities in the physical, but not enough to make you go, that's where we're from, because it's just, it's interesting, because even Carlos went to the museum, and of course you see like Neanderthals, and then you see, they show like evolution in the museum, and it's very interesting, because it's not like somebody just dropped fully formed humans on Earth and go, hey, do what you can, man, we'll come back, I swear.
Right.
And they just flew away. I don't know, man. It is the question of questions, because in the end, we're really just the Matrix. Just gonna really fuck people right now.
That would be very interesting.
Could you imagine the one QAnon guy listening to this? I just got a code. Just got a code.
I got into an argument with a guy about the Matrix. He said it could be real. I'm like, it's settled down, dude. It's not real.
Well,
and he flew off the handle, man. He went nuts. I'm like, all right, well, this conversation's not for me. You can have your own Matrix conversation by yourself.
I mean, do you look at different races and so forth, and even placement of those different the race is not cultures, it's race. And why is it that this particular race is here and this one is there and that one is there and that one is there? And then when they say no, everybody is the old, there's not, I say the old, but everybody's from Africa. How do you know that? Well, because the sun. You ever heard that one before? The people that migrated more away from Africa are the reason why they're white. And the people that migrated this way is the reason why this. I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense. How do you explain Asian people to me? What fish was that came out of the ocean? What fish created this form of people and this and that and that and this? And evolution actually never explains race. Neanderthal always looks like just a big white dude.
The big forehead and big jaw.
The big forehead. Oh, you're a redhead, huh? So it's just it's difficult, because I do look at it as either you're gonna go the religious route and some magical being was like, hey man, I'm gonna create a world with all these people look like me, and I'm gonna mix it up and see what happens. Hey, you better not have no butt sex. I'm gonna destroy you people. And then they did, and then he flooded them all, and he only left one couple and his kids, and we are all descendants of this one, which makes no sense, because how did Noah have Asian and black and all these other people? Because he fucked all the animals on the fucking ark.
That's right.
He's walking through, he's like, I hate my wife. I've never fucked a giraffe though. And and then all of a sudden, Kevin Durant showed up, and he was like, that's fucking when he fucked a giraffe. What? I don't know. We need an explanation. Like, it's crazy. That's the thing is to think about when you think about humans, is not, because I'm telling you, if you think about the just everything human, like everything that makes us, especially inside, it's like a crazy scientist came up with this shit. You know what I mean? Like, think about everything that makes you, how the brain works to the heart and this, that. It's crazy to think that a fish, that you came from a fish. It just, It's just a crazy notion. And again, think about race. It's a crazy notion on that. Like, as if there were like 50 fish one day in the ocean. Hey, man, where you gonna go to? I'm gonna go that way. You sure? Yeah. Hey, maybe we'll meet up. And then this fish went to Scotland. This fish went over to Brazil, and so forth. All the fish just scattered. Those were the different races. And then when they finally met up, like 400 years later, hey, I know you. That's right, man. I'm the fish that was. Remember that one time that I did your sister? So
I feel like it has everything to do with survival and eating. Everything to do with that. At some point, if you're whatever kind of organism in the water, you've eaten everything there is to eat. And so you adapt or you die. Your species dies. And so one flopped onto shore and died. I feel like it's just evolution. It's surviving species survival. And so you do what you, even once you get to Neanderthal, to that point, probably they break off. Food's over there. No, it's over there. And they break off and they go. I mean, I think it's all about survival. And that's why we evolve as human beings.
But isn't it hard to, again,
if you're a fish?
How do you explain race?
Well, no, it's not going to happen in a year.
No. It's explaining, but race is the hard thing to explain. If we were all the same, if we were just all white or purple or black, I could almost believe it. Like, of course we evolved from what we think because we're all the same. We all passed up everything else on this planet, but we're pretty much all the same. We're not the same at all, like zero. Like even the brains function different, right? Like I don't understand Cantonese and Mandarin, and my brain just can't click and go, yeah, we evolved from the same place. I understand. I got you. Like, that's the hard. It's a straight nerd shit, right? This is what you came for.
But you could learn it, and people do.
No. That's what I'm saying. That's what makes that's what I'm saying about humans in general, is how unique it is in general because of that reason, right? Like I said, people say, "What's the greatest thing ever invented?" Well, shit, I'm pretty sure someone invented us. Well, that's number one. Number two was broken condoms, and us were number three. Yeah, pre-broken ones. You can buy them. But man, it's like I said, I just think about it, and I'm like, man, like it's wild. Like I said, you can go the religious route and go the rib and the mud, which is preposterous. But you can also,
of course it is.
Or you can go again. Some people came down and said, "This is our experiments. Let's leave them here." What? Yeah, let's leave them here. Let's see what happens.
And I buy that. I do buy that.
Yeah,
I've already mentioned it many times. The Prometheus theory. We're seeding.
Yeah, Prometheus is that. Yeah, Prometheus is that exact. That's what it is. Honestly, that's just what Prometheus is.
You guys love that movie. That's like the only movie. That's the one movie mentioned in this show the most. Prometheus.
Because I love the idea.
I love the premise of it. Yeah, I do. I love the premise of it. The sequel was good. I didn't care for it, but I didn't care that Ridley Scott basically wanted to all just tie it into Alien. I didn't care about that. It's like, don't give me another Alien movie. Prometheus was good on its own.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this movie. You guys talk so highly about it. I didn't like it when I first saw it, so I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
You know what?
It's the premise. It's just the premise of it, because the guy in the movie, he's questioning what we're questioning.
Right.
Where did we come from? And when he finds it out, or thinks he found it out, he's like, I'm going to finally be the first person to come back to Earth and go, I know how we got here.
Right.
Mud and a rib.
I do love when she asks, why do you hate us? When she's asking her creator, our creator, why do you hate us? And then she, at the end of that movie, she doesn't want to go back to her. She wants to go find.
She goes to find the creator. What's where they screwed up part 2, because all they did is turn into an alien movie, and she died when she got to where she was getting. It was I mean, I like part 2, but I just like the fact that it was an alien movie. Anyway,
Ridley Scott is an alien, and he was trying to give us a message.
I think Ridley Scott just tried to make a movie based on what we're talking about, because I think it also piques his interest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it's an interesting topic, because how do you make a movie about that? His movie was actually good, but it's a hard thing to make a movie about. I mean, there are no movies about Darwin. You know what I mean? There isn't. It'd be boring as shit.
Yeah.
You know?
That
Like,
opening scene where he's standing above a waterfall and he
Yeah,
basically sprinkles his DNA, becomes part of the water. It's like, that's beautiful.
Whoa. How did he sprinkle the DNA into the water?
Well, he didn't. He fell into the water, right? Didn't he fall into the
yeah,
water?
he falls in and he breaks apart. He basically disintegrates into the water.
And that's his
So
DNA.
he dissolved in water.
He dissolved into water, and his DNA spread with the water, and the water, more or less, that's what the DNA of humans is, and it's
Right.
all millions of different everything, even animals and everything. It's just from him, because his body carried. He was more or less an experiment himself. An experiment was, hey, you know, what do they call those guys you put in the water and they used to get bigger, whatever. You know what I'm talking about, the little sponge dudes. And that's what he was. He was literally made by the creator to go, hey, look, your job really is to go down there, and then when you get
like
a chance,
bath bomb.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bath bomb, and just jump into the water. Let's see if all these things come alive, and they did. Oh, hey, there's the cats and the dogs.
I've added my DNA to water before.
I have too this morning.
Yeah,
and
every shower.
Yeah.
And
it was
look
weird.
at what you've created.
Yeah, it was weird because some knocking at my door like 3 months later. Hey, Papa. I'm like, you mother.
Why do you look like a pea trap? Why are you so bent?
You weird looking, man. What'd you mate with down there? A rat? So
the other thing too is that if we did come from these fish, and why are humans born the way they are when fish lay eggs? You know, not all fish, obviously mammals like whales.
Well, that's just it. So let's go with the Prometheus thing. That DNA that was dropped and then created this, and that's it. It cut off. There are no more of those to evolve. You know, the fish were within that, so the fish live in the water, but the evolving ones got out and they evolved.
Right.
And then the reason we have more, because of course everybody wants to get it on, and so that's why we got more animals and humans. So that's
species survival.
Yeah, and that's why it's a believable thing. I mean, to me, it's like the most believable thing in reality. Unless, again, if I die and Jesus is legit, I'm like, fuck, bro, you got me good. Like,
too bad you didn't believe when you were alive.
Exactly, and he kicks me like in 300 into the pit.
That's right, pit of hell.
And then I just land at a Dickie's barbecue. They're like, hey, come on, welcome to Dickie's barbecue. I thought this was hell. Well, have you tasted our food? Yeah, I guess you're right. Nah, it could be better.
It's a vicious cycle. You eat, you go to the shitter.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a good topic. It's a good mind fuck too, you know. Because Carlos brought up the whole Jim Carrey thing, which is when I told you I had a topic based, that's what I was thinking of, Jim Carrey. You know, it's the same thing of what's the purpose of life, right? It's the same thing. Because if we are created, then for a fact there's no afterlife, right? Because if you're created, how's this person going to create an afterlife? You know, so there's that too. So, but who doesn't want an afterlife? Name one person that you
down, asshole.
No, I'm saying name one person that you met that go, fuck, I don't believe in afterlife. Like, fuck, why wouldn't you? Like, I want the option. Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Even people that go, I don't believe in God. Just do it for the fact that you want more after this. Like,
right.
I don't care if your God is, you know, if it's Tom Hanks miscasted as the guy from the Dan Brown books. Just believe in somebody. Tom Cruise.
So to that point, if you knew that you would be awakened, would you freeze yourself?
Oh, you mean no, maybe
cryogenics.
Not.
Well, why not? Because maybe
because you still have to live your life out, right? No matter if it's 100 years from now or not. That's like saying, hey, freeze me every 5 years. I want to see what the future's like. And you just want to keep doing that over and over and over. But eventually you're going to die in one of those time periods.
Maybe, but what if they've advanced enough in 500 years that they can take all of the essence of you and transplant it?
What if
and that gives you?
What if 500 years you've been stored and they just decide, fuck it, recycle the guy? Just dump
they could do that too. Well,
exactly.
What if you lost?
Chance.
What if
that's
you
what
lost?
I mean.
You're dead either way.
What if they just dump your frozen body in the ocean, and then you died at the age of 50 because you decided to take a shot on the future?
Well, I wouldn't do it at 50. I might do it at 80.
No, I'm just even that. I don't know if I'd want that because hey, welcome back. Oh, hey man, what's going on? We know how to make you live longer. Fuck that, I'm 80, man. Like,
well, in a younger body. No,
we can
in
put
a younger body.
We can put you in a younger body. Oh, non-binary. So
I'd be interested.
By the time you get there, everyone will be non-binary. You know what they say too? The whole thing about like 1,000 years from now, we'll all look like one race eventually. You know, that's the whole thing. We'll all basically look like kind of a tanned. Everybody will kind of look like everyone will look a little bit like Antonio Banderas, which is great. I wish
That's
I wake
interesting.
up. Yeah, if I wake up looking like Antonio Banderas, I'm not going to complain. But
The thing of it is that the sun is going to die one day. It's a star, just like other
yes,
stars.
one day, but good Lord, that day's far away. That day is far, far away.
But the point I'm making is that sooner or later it's going to happen. And then if we're not moved by then, whatever is left of us.
Well, yeah. See, that whole premise also would have to. I mean, think about it. That's a million years. You know what I mean? That's so far. 500 years from now, you're gonna see some different shit here. We ain't gonna see that. I don't think quite yet. Well,
No.
maybe you will. Maybe 500 years from now, yes, you probably will see space travel that has been so far advanced.
Right.
That's more like a cruise nowadays. They want to take a month in space and circle the Earth for a month and gamble and watch the shows. And
I think actually we'll see the beginning of colonization of Mars in our lifetime.
Not our lifetime now.
I don't.
The beginning of it. The beginning of it.
I don't.
Not
think
people
so.
there yet.
No, I know, but I don't think so. I don't think our lifetime will see it. Yeah, think about it. I mean, they've only sent rovers there because that's a hell of a distance to travel. I mean, even if they send a team there, would you count it colonization even if they just planted a flag? I mean, what do you fucking do?
Well, if they were living there.
If they live there, that's different, you know. Oh, that's a good idea. Get all the homeless. Fuck, good idea, Hugh. Put them on a fucking Blue Origin and be like, hey, look, we put tents in there and shit. The place you get's not that bad. Cool climate, you know. They used to have water, but we packed a bunch of, bottled water.
But you can't go outside that door.
No, don't tell them that shit. No,
You'll choke.
No, don't tell them that shit.
I'm going out. I don't care. I'm going out. I'm going out.
I'm really surprised they haven't done that yet, where they've like put a bunch of porta potties over here because there's so many homeless now invading LA. There's a story I saw where this guy moved from South Africa. He lost everything during COVID, his business and everything. And for some reason, he packed up his belongings and flew to LA, one-way ticket. And now he's homeless in a park. I'm like, why did you come here? Why? Did South
Man of
Africa
opportunity, man.
anything?
He's gonna be a movie star. He's in LA now.
This guy, no, he looked like he was punched 10 times by a fucking kangaroo in the face. He ain't getting no
in
jobs,
South
man.
Africa? Would
Who
you
gives
find a
a shit,
kangaroo in
man?
South Africa?
I don't know. Fuck the koala the wrong way.
In South Africa, we're gonna find a koala in South Africa.
I keep thinking Australia,
Why
but
you
I did
keep-
say South Africa. I like Australia. You know, it's a nice. We had some fellas that tell us recently that they loved our show from us. A good day, mate. So I don't know. It's homeless problem. That's a whole different fucking show. Anyway, Carlos, give me your ginger. You had some myths about the gingers.
We're circling back to those soulless bastards.
Fucking, I hate those people. They don't deserve any roles in Hollywood. All right, give me your myths.
Well, 10 myths about gingers. Apparently, one is they're all redheads are Irish.
True. I think
all redheads are witches.
Ooh, I believe that one.
They bruise easily. I can kind of get behind that one because they're so pale, so it just looks like they bruise easily.
That's an interesting one.
Redheads are mutants.
Yeah, in some sense, they have a mutated cell that creates that red hair. Yeah.
That's true. They don't have superpowers though.
No, nobody does except for me.
Redheads are conceived during menstruation.
Oh, that's disgusting, but I could see it.
That is
possible, but okay.
See it. Wow.
They are more active in the bedroom.
Yeah, because they're actually trying to conceive souls, and they just can't.
That's probably true, and they're all crazy.
I don't know many redheads. I can't really. Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
Redheads can't wear orange.
Yeah, that is.
Maybe
funny.
they'll blend into it.
Mm-hmm.
Redheads are going extinct.
I mean, wouldn't a country have to go extinct for that?
Apparently in 2007, National Geographic predicted that redheads would be extinct by 2060.
We can only hope. All right, next one.
Well, considering that red hair is a recessive gene and can't stay dormant for generations before a redhead shows up in the family.
So just the color. Gotcha.
Yeah. And the last one is red hair is ugly. I think red hair is beautiful, man. I think redheaded females anyway. I think they're gorgeous.
You know, it's when we think red hair, we think name a female that you know that's like red hair, naturally. Because let's take Conan O'Brien for instance. He's a redhead. But they don't really have red hair. They just have, I guess you could say, burnt orange. Like, you know what I mean? It's
Sure.
I know one guy that's redheaded, and again, his hair just looks like it's burnt orange, like not even burnt, almost like it's just light orange, like auburn. But you know he's a redhead.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, exactly. There's another one. It's like an auburn kind of, you know, it's not. I mean, she definitely got that family because the dad,
Right.
good old. The hell's his name from the TV show?
Looks pretty red to
Ron
me.
Howard?
No, but what's his TV show name?
Ron Howard.
Come on,
Andy of Mayberry.
No, god damn it! Come on, Happy Days.
Oh, that one too. Yeah.
Come on, what's his name in Happy Days? Anybody? Come on, this will be the finale of the show here.
Fonzie's friend.
God damn it! No,
Wait, no, Richie
Cunningham. And what's Fonzie's name?
Arthur Fonzarelli.
Something Fonzarella.
Arthur
Fonzarelli.
Oh, that's a good one too. They mentioned that in if you guys watch Netflix movies that made us, Pretty Women, they mention what they did with Arthur and all that, and how the reasoning for like the character change from season 1 episode season 2. It's very interesting. All they did is put a leather jacket on him, and he became the cool guy. Then they ended up giving him a ton of lines because they were the 25th rated show, and once they put a leather jacket on him, it made him like cool, like Elvis cool, or not even Elvis. What's the other guy that passed away on a motorcycle? The gay actor, James Dean. Anyway, once they made him,
he wasn't gay. James Dean.
That's the rumor. He was gay. So,
and it was in a car.
Was it a car? Yeah, it was a car accident.
Yeah.
The rumor was he was gay. The rumor was that he.
Is this something you started just now? Are we starting this?
I'll explain it after. Anyway, so they just put the jacket on him, told him to act like James Dean, the cool guy, and they shot up to number 1 because they said all guys started watching that show because they thought it was so cool to be the Fonz.
It's so weird to me because when you see Henry Winkler,
I know
he's not even remotely close to that guy.
He even brings it up, and Henry Winkler is just like, this is the greatest thing ever because it's so odd. I'm like 5'7", and
like a nerd, really. He's like a
exactly. Oh, so the reason I brought the James Dean thing. I wrote a college essay. It was about smoking, and and we had to pick a topic that's detrimental to people's health, and my topic, by basically last paragraph, said, well, you should quit smoking or you'll end up like James Dean, a guy that loved to smoke with a bunch of fags, and on his way home from screwing a guy, he was reminiscing about having sex with that guy, and he lit up a cigarette and it fell in the car and it started catching like fire in the seats, and he went off the road and killed himself. So don't smoke, kids, or you'll end up like a gay James Dean. And that teacher was like, what the fuck was that?
Right.
Well,
and I said it's about smoking.
Well, you said he was smoking with fags. Is that like a double? I mean, because that's what they call fags. They call cigarettes, don't they call fags in England or something?
That was the whole point. Is that he was smoking with fags, and
so he was smoking with a bunch of Englishmen.
And then he dropped his faggot in the car, and he's like, "Oh shit!" Yeah. He was trying to put it out, like, "Oh shit!" And he lost control of his car, and he died. So don't be James Dean, who died because of smoking a fag. That's
the truth. There you go.
Mm-hmm. And my teacher told me 2 things. Very creative. What the fuck? That's what I got from my teacher.
We have the same birthday, me and James Dean.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
Yes, sir. February 8th.
And everybody knows to send Hugh a gift card to one of our many social media outlets. February 8th. James.
February 8th.
You outlived James Dean. Very good for you.
By 2 years.
Very well done.
Oh, no.
There you go. No,
2
he's
years
much
after
younger
you.
than you.
Oh, yeah. No, he's 24.
Yeah,
he died 2 years before I was born.
He only had one big movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Rebel Without a Cause.
That's it. Yeah.
Rebel Without a Cause. He also did. I guess he was doing Giant. No, he did Giant.
It's but it's the one movie that people know him for. That's pretty much it. Rebel Without a Cause. A cool guy.
I thought he was with somebody in that car. I'm looking.
No, I think it was solo. Solo. Right? I think it was Solo.
No,
Anyway.
there was a
Bucking.
passenger.
Oh, there was a guy in the car.
Yeah.
Oh, that explains it all. The guy was
Luther-
the guy was also
Lutheran.
the guy was also
Lutheran.
smoking a long fag, if you know what I mean. And climax turned off the road, car turned over.
James' head went back, and
James was like on his deathbed or whatever. He's like, "Oh man, smoke it again, bro, because I'm about to die." So,
similar to the scene in the beginning of the Zack Snyder Dead movie.
Oh, Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
James
What
Dean
is-
was attacked by zombies.
That's alien
No.
zombies. See, we didn't know that, but thanks for clarifying. Appreciate
Remember
it.
Remember the beginning of that movie
Yeah,
when
when
they
they were-
crash into the
Dude.
truck?
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
James Dean didn't crash into a truck. He was having gay sex in the front of his car with a cigarette. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyway,
Oh,
that's our show. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Nerds Talking, the podcast for Carlos,
Bye bye.
for Hugh,
See you.
and I'm Lafayette. Remember, rate, subscribe, download, turn on notifications, tell your friends, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, we're everywhere.
Oh,
Nerds
we're on
Talking, the
YouTube as
podcast.
well.
Oh shit, look at us. I told you we
We
are
are
a
on
media
YouTube.
conglomerate. We even send postcards if you would like one. Thanks for tuning in every Friday. New episode. See you next time.
From Kurtco Media.
The best travel experiences are more than just vacations. They shape who we are, and they bring us closer to the people and places we love. This is the magic of travel. I'm Bruce Wallen, and in my 20 plus years as an editor and writer, I've covered the world's most extraordinary travel experiences for places like Rob Report, National Geographic, and Departures, and I've met some incredible people along the way. The people who make that magic happen. For the first time, I'm inviting you to join me in a little-known world of luxury travel innovators, connoisseurs, and tastemakers, an exclusive group of industry leaders with a passion for the very best of travel. Now's the perfect time to plan that post-COVID trip you've been dreaming of. Need inspiration? With every episode, you'll get access to insider knowledge, secret getaways, unforgettable luxury hotels, and one-of-a-kind travel experiences to expand what you thought was possible. This is more than a podcast. It's a door to extraordinary experiences where every minute carries meaning and every moment brims with wonder. This is why we travel. This is travel that matters. Available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.